Lin, your brake pads are worn down to paper thin. Help me figure something out. Replacing them isn't worth the money. It's not just about the brake pads. The brake discs are heavily grooved, too. I can weld a patch on for you to last 3 days. You absolutely must replace them after 3 days. Otherwise, you'll have to use your feet to brake. Alright, as long as it runs today, just hurry up. Alipay received 500,000 yuans. Hey, did I transfer to the wrong account just now? I am just a mechanic taking such a huge deposit. I can't even give you change. It's not a mistake, that is the deposit. I saw your job history on the local guru app. You're the only one with a perfect rating who takes urgent orders. Did you receive the blueprint I sent you? Miss Su, are you sure this size is for real? 5,000 millimeters. This isn't some toy you put on a desk. Of course I am serious. All specifications must follow the blueprint. It has to be exactly the same. Since the client asked for it to be exactly the same, then don't blame me for going all out, old Wang. Open up, a huge order is here. Madman Lin, what are you doing waking me up in the middle of the night? What kind of junk are you looking for this time? No junk. I need the real deal. I want that decommissioned low-pressure injection. The low-pressure chassis beam. And is that high-pressure turbo fan still there? They're all still here for now. But those are private stock. What are you doing with them? Smelting steel to make a gift. To make a proper gift for a big shot. For an ordinary model, you just use a skeleton to build an empty shell. But that's just fooling people. My work, Lin Mo's work, must be a masterpiece. Since we are replicating it, then it has to actually work like the real thing. You want special effects and weapons, fine. The customer is king, after all. This thing. Did I make it look a bit too real? Shoot, we can get out. Oh my god. What is that? What is that? Transformers. Is this a movie? Careful, don't scratch it. Boss, you call this a model? This is a freaking solid lump of iron, isn't it? My truck's leaf springs are almost pressed flat. Keep it steady, Master Liu. That's a piece of art. To make it wind resistant, I made the base a bit heavier. Don't brake suddenly. That thing has a high center of gravity and lots of inertia. Su King is still waiting for that stupid model. I heard you hired a guy who fixes electric scooters to make it. And you wanted it to be 5 meters tall. Are you trying to give him a 5-meter piece of styrofoam and make Grandpa stay mad at you? Mind your own business. Stop. This is a private estate. Heavy trucks are banned from entering. Hello, I am delivering a large package ordered by Miss Su King. It's really a model. It's huge, even bigger than on the blueprint. Miss Su, a promise is a promise. We worked through the night to keep up the suspense. It's best not to uncover this red cloth until the ceremony begins. If anything gets damaged, I'll pay for it. Open the gate. Let them drive the truck to the lawn in front of the main building. Just putting on a show. What's the use of making it so big? Let us see how you handle the mess later. Just putting on a show. What's the use of making it so big? Let us see how you handle the mess later. It's nothing, just a reminder to stand back a bit later. This thing has a pretty strong presence. It might accidentally hurt someone. You lousy mechanic. What is that? I heard the gift from the second young mistress of the Su family is huge. She didn't send a fake statue, did she? Looks like a bouncy castle to me. Ha ha ha. The food rich people eat is really something else. This shrimp meat is thicker than my forearm. Looks like the inspection standards today will be very high. I've seen this old man on TV. He is a tech fanatic, even more stubborn than I am. I hope my manual control design is something this old man can figure out how to play with. Old Chen, how is the situation in the north? Not great, it is affecting us. The latest foreign exoskeleton technology made a breakthrough. Our Xuanwu exoskeleton power source is still not good enough. The battery density is insufficient. The soldiers move as clumsily as penguins. They are just sitting ducks on the battlefield. This field of technical materials science, isn't he something we can catch up in overnight? Grandpa, Uncle Chen. Grandpa wishes you boundless happiness and a long life. This is a gift I specially prepared for you. You will definitely love it. Oh, is this a model of that British raptor exoskeleton? You have a sharp eye, Uncle Chen. I asked a friend to get this from a British military lab. The knee joint uses a multi-rotation structure. We can't even make this domestically yet. It is indeed exquisite. This ball joint has absolutely no play in it. Our processing precision, indeed, still has a gap to fill. Miss Wang is truly young and capable. Cousin, where is your gift? It couldn't be that big thing covered in red cloth over by the entrance, could it? Grandpa, Uncle Chen. I also prepared a mechanical model, a big one. Old Sue, where did you bring this Transformers sculpture from? Cousin, you weren't scammed by a decorator, were you? This looks like a foam sculpture at first glance. Grandpa hates flashy but useless things the most. It is not foam. It is metal, and it is custom made. Since it is here, let us go take a look. Lin Mo, where are you? Come over here. In case things go wrong, you have to help me explain. This thing needs no explanation. This is a man's romance. Cousin, uncover it. Let us open our eyes. Here goes nothing. Lin Mo, if you dare to screw me over, I want to let you off even as a ghost. Oh, this. Look at this weld seam. This is fish scale welding. No, this is deep penetration welding. For a steel plate of this thickness, how could it be welded so smoothly? There is absolutely no thermal deformation. And the design of this hydraulic pipeline. This is a dual circuit redundant design. Oh my god, this is practically a textbook level wiring job. This isn't something a mere model maker could produce. This is the work of a top-tier mechanical engineer. What do you think? Wang Yue, this is my foam sculpture, compared to that little toy of yours. I wonder which one Grandpa will prefer. Hey Amph, it is just a slightly bigger shell, that is all. What is the use of making the exterior look real? The inside must be empty, or stuffed full of scrap. Grandpa, this thing definitely can't move. It is just a decoration. Cousin, since it is made to look so real, do you dare to release the support frame and let us see? Or make it move a few steps? Move? How would I know if it can move? I sent you the app installation package. Connect via Bluetooth. Password is 123,456,000. Remember, don't press that red firepower fully unleashed button. Just turn it on. Welcome to the system. Pilot system self-check complete. Energy core output power at 15. Oh my god. This app is way too advanced. Stop playing tricks. What is so impressive about just turning it on? If you have the guts, make it. Walk a couple of steps. Old Sue, come look at this. Recast C4 titanium alloy. This kind of process can only be done by the Aerospace Bureau's vacuum melting furnace. This is a 4-way superconducting cable. High voltage DC power runs through it. Old Sue, if this is a model, who would run high voltage electricity through a model? Ha ha ha. I just gave it a gentle push. Lin Mo, is the response value of this equipment of yours a bit too high? I almost hit the obstacle next to me just now. There are way too many interfaces on this. Just push the joystick normally. Most importantly, on your right-hand side, there is a red enclosed protective cover. Inside, there is a safety button. Do not touch the protective valve yet. What is this? That was prepared for your grandfather's birthday celebration. Sound and light mode. The signal wave might. It's just a tiny bit unstable. So what if it moved? It's as clumsy as a turtle. It must be remote controlled. Lin Mo, are these fireworks safe? They just glow and smoke, right? Wang Yue, since you want to see a show, then I'll give you a big one. Oh my god. I remember I just installed regular LEDs. How is the lighting effect this intense? Did I wire it wrong last night? And connect that backup power module by mistake? Aren't those fireworks a bit too intense? Old Sue, you old fox. You cried poverty to me and said your technology was bottlenecked. What on earth is this? You fucking call this a model? Old Chen, believe me, I really didn't know. If our family had developed this, would I really fail to make even a 10-centimeter model? This is Chen Zhongqiang. Right now, dispatch a reinforced security battalion to me immediately. Locate my coordinates. Anon. A strategic asset that could change the future. Global landscape has appeared here. Seal off everything within a 10-kilometer radius for me. Not even a single bird is allowed to fly. Girl, don't move. Don't move at all. Quick, go get some soft cushions to put under the mech's feet. Don't let it get scratched. This is an absolute treasure. Everyone cooperate and hand over your communication devices. Then sign the non-disclosure agreements. What on earth is going on here? This conductivity is too strong. This connection logic is much more efficient than our existing solutions. Where exactly was this device manufactured? Is it the work of some professional research institute? Mr. Chen, I really just found a welder on an app. To make it, I just wanted to make a display model for a birthday celebration. I didn't expect the result to be so extraordinary either. Let me go. I am just here to collect my payment. It's him, Uncle Chen. He is the one who made it. Leaders, this is on me. Those fireworks were indeed a bit too powerful. But let me clarify. That rockery already had some cracks. I was just helping you eliminate a safety hazard. Zhao Lin, speak honestly. Where exactly did this mech come from? Is it a prototype leaked from the UK? Oh, leaders, you think too highly of me. I just welded this together in my auto repair shop. It's standard procedure. I made it all by myself. By yourself? Just you? Alone? Well, old Wen from the scrapyard next door did help me lift the steel plate. Zhao Lin, how did you solve the energy transmission loss? We calculated it for a long time, and the wires should have burned out long ago. Oh, that was simple. I coated the outside of the wires with a layer of graphite powder, and then steamed them in a pressure cooker. This lowers the resistance and helps dissipate heat. Isn't this a very basic, crude method? I watched a tutorial online, selected some low-resistance materials, and used this crude method. Transfer this to the Level 1 Security Center. Level 1 Top Secret. Delete all records of this place completely. This way of applying materials and this connection logic are completely beyond my experience. It's too ingenious. Organize these design materials properly. This holds extremely high research value. Xiaolin, how is business at your auto repair shop? No need to renovate it. The country will build you a new one. It won't just have air conditioning, but also a full set of RD equipment. Such a good deal. Leader, you don't want me to go fix aircraft carriers, do you? I don't have a license. What is there to fear without a license? From today on, the country will issue you one. You are a national treasure level welder of the highest rank. Who is it, Mr. Lin? We saw your design. We sincerely invite you to serve as our global chief expert. There is no upper limit on the RD budget. Not listening, not listening. Your technical standards over there aren't compatible with mine. My special tool plugs won't even fit into your sockets. I am hanging up. Ha ha ha. What a great line. The plugs won't fit into the sockets. Let us go. I'll take you to your new shop with air conditioning. Leader, I'll definitely go to the testing range, but will Miss Sue settle the final payment? So, the things he said were all true. And I actually wanted to buy out his technology for 1 million. I am such a fool. Comrade Jiaolin. Even if it's just for your own sake, please be sure to tell the truth. Old gentleman, I really didn't lie to you. That's just a safety protection box meant to stabilize voltage. Think about it. How high is the voltage when a bunch of lithium batteries are connected in series? I was afraid unstable voltage would cause a major safety accident, so I added a few coils in the middle to shunt the current. As for the way that coil is wound, I copied my grandmother's knitting pattern, alternating knit and purl stitches. They say it keeps things from coming loose. Knitting. You call a non-linear confinement of a toroidal magnetic field knitting. Do you know what the magnetic flux density of this structure is? It has 12 Tesla. This is a room temperature superconducting magnetic field that is currently hard to achieve even in human laboratories. You just knitted it using copper wire and enameled wire. Well, I couldn't just say I wound it randomly. I honestly thought it looked better that way, and it dissipates heat quickly. If you don't believe me, I can bring that sweater for you to see. It's right in the old wardrobe in my shop. Old Chen, are you sure this kid isn't faking it? The world of a genius is often just this simple and unadorned. Keep watching, the good show is still to come. Let us put the hardware aside for now. Lin Mo, regarding the multi-target perception system, which is the algorithm that can perceive 300 targets within 1 second, and calculate the optimal movement path. We found many strange lines in the underlying code. For example, what does this part mean? This is clearly a high-dimensional prediction algorithm, capable of using airflow and muscle micro-tremors to predict the target's movement trajectory. Well, Teacher Zhao, that's actually an auto-aim cheat I bought online when I used to play a game, and I just stuffed it in there. Auto-aim, you flashed a gaming cheat into this Mac that costs tens of billions to build, and then it became the world's top fire control system. Don't underestimate it. Those robot vacuums are pretty smart. They know to turn when they hit a wall. It's the same principle as the Mac's pathfinding. Then what about that long-range thermometer? It has an extremely wide range and advanced anti-interference capabilities. I checked it. Inside that cover is a pile of junk I don't even recognize. Oh, those are spare parts from a few discarded thermometers, plus a second-hand TV to measure body temperature. It definitely has to detect things with heat, right? As for anti-interference, what's that? As long as it has a temperature or moves, a red dot will light up on the screen. Lin Mo, in total, if there's a fine, can I pay in installments? Although my 500,000 has cleared, I haven't withdrawn it yet. It's not a fine. Based on our questioning just now, we will either classify you as an alien, or as a peerless national scholar. Can't I just be an ordinary welder? The testing range is ready. I want to see if your model is tougher, or if our special heavy testing armor is tougher. Testing armor leader, stop joking. That's just a sheet metal model. And I don't know how to pilot a mech for actual combat. I only know how to make it walk. Since the system was modified from a gaming cheat, just treat it like a game. As long as you perform well, I'll have the country build a nuclear power plant for you, just to charge your mech. A nuclear power plant. That temptation is a bit too big. In the future, I can burn welding rods however I want. Mom never has to worry about me tripping the breaker again. So, what if I accidentally mess up your test armor and break it? I don't have to pay for it, right? Ha ha ha. If you can actually break our top tier test armor, I'll give you a bonus. Break one, and I'll give you 10 back. Since the boss said so, I'll give it a shot, but we agreed, only simulated test ammo can be used. No destructive live ammo. I am afraid of scratching my paint job. Miss Sue would dock my pay for that. Head to the comprehensive testing ground. Let this kid teach our heavy armor division a lesson. I hope that test vehicle isn't too tough. I just pumped up my tires. If I win, can I apply to get that broken microwave reimbursed too? So this is that model. Did the chief have too much to drink, making us practice with a toy? With a target this big, if it stays still, I can blast it into dust with one shot. We are a moving steel fortress. How fast can those two skinny legs of his run? It looks like a sitting duck to me. Let us begin. System self-check complete. Terrain identification. Sand friction coefficient decreased. Off-road mode recommended. Off-road mode engaged. Turning on stability settings. Confirmed increase to 40. Foot grips deployed. Gyroscope sensitivity set to maximum. 3, 2, 1, start. This speed is way faster than my crappy electric scooter. Target locked. Hold still. Evasion successful. Predicted trajectory deviation is 0.03 degrees. Warning, multiple signals locked. Recommendation, initiate physical countermeasures. Bullying me because I didn't bring gear, huh? Fine. Then I'll tear you guys apart like scrap metal. Let me show you what a perfect leap looks like. Vehicle 1 has lost power. Gun turret is jammed. Scatter, scatter. Dante let him get close. This is so freaking ridiculous. Bending a gun barrel with bare hands. Since it has off-road mode, then let us run. Up we go. Vehicle 2 has rolled over. Mobility lost. Reverse, reverse quickly. Oh no, out of juice. This battery still doesn't last long enough. I should have connected more battery packs in series. Hey buddy, inside. Do you still want this vehicle? If not, I am taking it as scrap metal. Looking at this condition, I'll take it for $50 a pound. Hey, you brought this on yourself. I surrender. Stop tearing it apart. If you keep going, I'll have to write a self-criticism report. Old Chen, did you see that? That dynamic adjustment of the center of gravity. That is the pinnacle of bionics. Get the car ready quickly. I want to personally open the door for our engineer. Chief, about that. Although that pipe is bent, I can fix it. Just Dante dock my bonus. Alright, give me an exhaust pipe tool. I can bend it straight for him in half an hour. Fix what? That bent pipe. Saw it off for me and send it to the exhibition hall. That is a witness to history. Oh, it's just this. Watch closely. Mr. Lin, please grant us your guidance. Mr. Lin, your 3-point welding method just now. Could you slow it down a bit more? Although our high-speed camera caught it, the thermal imaging shows, at the exact moment the second weld contacted, the temperature had a bizarre leap. Why is that, old man? I've said it 800 times already. That wasn't a leap. That was just the right timing. And heat. What are the specific temperature parameters for that heat? How many milliseconds does it last? How would I know the parameters? It asks just the sound when you weld. Hearing that sizzle, it sounds like searing a steak. But it can't be too loud. Wait until the sound gets a bit more muffled, like a steak cooked to medium. At that moment, your wrist needs to shake slightly, to release that internal tension. How am I supposed to explain this to you guys? Comrade Limo, science is rigorous. You need to turn your experience into data. Only then can we mass produce it. Mass production? Chief, this thing can't be mass produced, because every piece of metal has its own temper. Look at this plate. Although its factory standard is TC4, when welding the left side, the current needs to be a notch higher. When welding the right side, your hand has to be fast. If everything followed a uniform standard, this plate would have cracked long ago. I don't believe it, Mr. Lin. This doesn't align with materials science common sense. Human tactile threshold cannot achieve this level of precision. You can count them or weigh them on a scale. In here, there are 32 grams of M4 screws and 18 grams of M6 screws. One of the M6 screws has stripped threads, and one of the M4 screws is not 300 for stainless steel. It has a defective 201 grade. The whole team. He even found that single screw made of 201 material. Then what about that anti-gravity algorithm? That robot vacuum logic? We put it into the supercomputer and simulated it tens of thousands of times. The mech falls over every single time. Why does your mech run so happily? Oh, that actually the code is just an assist. It is mainly because that night when I installed the gyroscope, I noticed the base was a bit uneven. Maybe the thickness of that piece of paper happened to correct the error. Wedged a piece of paper. Lin Mo, do you even know what you're saying? This means if that piece of paper wears down, the mech will be paralyzed. No, it won't. I used super glue to stick it tight. Besides, that was the cover of the design blueprint Miss Su gave me. Coated paper is very wear resistant. Dismissed. Everyone disperse. This class is impossible to teach. Little Lin, since it can't be mass produced, then let us change our approach. Can you make another one? Make another one. Elder Su, please spare me. Making that one made me lose 2 pounds of hair. And that was because Miss Su paid me. I had motivation. Now the country is paying. As long as you're willing to do it, you can have as much funding as you want. And we can assign you the best assistants. You won't need to do it yourself, Limo. You just need to direct them from the side. Elder Su, actually, it is not that I don't want to make it, but this thing has a soul of its own. It was pouring rain that night. I felt that pile of scrap metal calling out to me. Only then did I know how to weld it. Asking me to make another one now. Even if you give me the exact same materials, I couldn't make the same thing. Maybe I'd make a better one. Or maybe I'd make a piece of scrap metal that can't move at all. I've looked at your blueprints for the Xuanwu exoskeleton. You guys pursue perfection too much, insisting on making some completely closed hydraulic circuit. Actually, you could cut an opening right here at the knee, and install a spring. The kind of leaf spring used for truck shock absorption. When a person walks, gravity acts downward. Use this gravity to compress the spring, and then release it when lifting the leg. This is basically free energy. It can increase battery life by at least 30. A genius, truly a genius. Great truths are always simple. I was an eyewitness at the time. I can say responsibly that it was just a model. It wasn't as deep as the internet hyped it up to be. To hype up their stock price, the Su family teamed up with that fraud Lin Mo to stage this farce. This is ridiculous. This is a leak of secrets. Just let him make a fuss. The bigger the fuss, the less anyone will believe it as real. Everyone will think it as special effects. Won't you guys be even safer then? This is called a strategic distraction, President Su. The PR department can't keep it under wraps anymore. Miss Wang Yua bought a massive army of internet trolls. Now the entire internet is bashing us. What else more? Several overseas tech bloggers are also forwarding it, saying this is just another PowerPoint car-making scam by those people. I know the truth. Watching the performance of these clowns online, I just find it ridiculous. Leave it alone. Let them crash the stock price. It's better if it bottoms out completely. Notify the finance department to prepare all available liquidity. When the stock price hits rock bottom, we'll buy back the company entirely. President Su, you mean, since Wang Yue wants to play, then I'll play big with him. Just wait, when Lin Mo returns. All these people who are insulting us will have to get on their knees and eat their words. Target confirmed. Need to confirm the engineer is unreachable at the military base. It's over. Look clearly. He's right here. Capture him specifically. Demand that the engineer reveals himself. A direct action would be better. Fighting spirit completely drained. Guys, can anyone relate? That Lin Mo doesn't even have a welder's certificate. He's just a guy who repairs electric scooters. Look, this is the so-called high-tech lab. Can a place like this build a mecha? Isn't this just playing us for fools? There isn't even a decent toilet here. Lin Mo. You Ray still in the mood to touch up the paint. Look at how they Ray tearing you apart online. Come on, boss, these insults are actually pretty creative. If this mecha is real, I'll livestream myself doing a handstand while eating weird food. A cargo ship suddenly changed its course and is approaching the waters of Shanghai City. The signal source points directly to the Su Group. The Su Group. They are coming for Su King. I have to go back. Don't be reckless. You are a high-profile target under protection right now. I've already dispatched a special ops team to protect her. You have to trust us. I trust you guys. But I trust my own craftsmanship more. She's just a naive rich girl who pays generously. I can't let her take the blame for me. Boss, now that this thing is fixed, can we test the urban defense protocols? I have a way to avoid detection. Did you forget? I have those stealth coatings modified from microwaves and the low-altitude flight mode. Who are you? I am calling the police. Miss Su, why are you in such a hurry to leave? Our boss wants to invite Miss Su to the international waters for a cup of tea and chat about the story of that welder. Take her away. Excuse me, is this the underground parking garage of the Su Group? I am a food delivery guy. Since you guys made the first move, don't blame me for being impolite. Activate close quarters combat mode. This is not a monster. This is an industrial miracle for which you could never afford the final payment. Alright, Miss Su, close your eyes. Well, Boss Su, it seems this time you owe me more than just the final payment. This is called an extra security fee. It's going to cost extra. Xianxia. I'll add as much investment as you want. I can even give you the shares of the Su Group. Yeah. That won't be necessary. Just give me a shop with air conditioning. Looks like this time it really can't be hidden anymore. Let us go, Boss Su. Let us go see the big scene outside. After tonight, I am afraid we're going to be famous on this planet. Quick, check his vital signs. Is there any radiation exposure? Any internal injuries? He is covered in engine oil and rainwater. Quick, prepare for disinfection. Hey, I am fine. It's just that I went a bit too fast on the road earlier, so I am a little motion sick. Miss Su was startled. This was an oversight in our work this time. We failed to completely predict the enemy's level of madness. Uncle Chen, it's me who caused trouble for you guys. Since some geniuses can no longer be hidden, sooner or later, people will tear off the cover to see enough, except this time. The narrative is entirely in our hands. Impossible. This is impossible. That's a prop. That is fake. It must be a play staged by someone Su King hired. I want to expose them. Chen, calm down. What are you guys doing? I am the second young mistress of the Su family. I have a lawyer. Enough playing around. Han Yue, your actions have seriously breached the contract. It has nothing to do with Su King. This is a legal notice. Please come with us. Regarding what our friends in the media are concerned about, the incident that occurred last night in Donghua City, involving the so-called unidentified mecha. I will provide a unified explanation here. That was not a mecha, let alone some kind of secret weapon. That is a new type our country is currently testing, a multifunctional, all-terrain civilian engineering rescue robot. Mr. Spokesman, the video shows, it demonstrated extremely high mobility and destructive power, and even used high-energy weapons once. Regarding this, how do you explain it? Well, my journalist friend, regarding the high-energy weapon, it was used to save people, so what's wrong with that? As for the mobility, we designed 2 legs for it, just to make it run a bit faster. This is very reasonable logic. Lin Mo, don't let anything slip. Just stick to the story that it is for civilian rescue and moving bricks. Even if they ask you why it has a machine gun, you must say it is used for swatting mosquitoes. Hello, everyone, I am that repair. Oh no, that designer, Lin Mo. Mr. Lin, why does your rescue robot use a red paint job with such a strong visual impact? Well, actually, choosing red was because Miss Su said it looks festive. Red represents overflowing blessings, right? As for the appearance, I modified it based on a 10 yuan's plastic toy I bought from a street stall. I haven't watched your ha. Then may I ask, what is the deal with that huge turbo thruster on its back? Does a rescue robot need to fly? Oh, that is a powerful hair dryer. If the disaster area catches fire or has toxic gas, I'll turn on that fan to blow the smoke away for easy rescue. This is very reasonable, right? As for that anti-radar evasion thing, it is to prevent rust. The paint I used is quite thick. Everyone, this is just a slightly larger, slightly faster, oversized toy. Please don't overinterpret it. I have always been peace-loving. I am just a welder who only wants to repair cars properly. Thank you, everyone. Good boy. The title of the ultimate master of deception belongs to you from now on. Civilian rescue, whose civilian equipment is loaded with that level of a super energy module, whose equipment has this kind of holographic perception system. This is a naked insult to our intelligence. Investigate his background thoroughly for me. Boss, we checked. He really just runs an ordinary car repair shop. Furthermore, his online shopping records show that, the day before this machine appeared, he spent 9.9 yuans with free shipping to buy a mecha model reassembly guide. This thing is still the smoothest. Chief Designer Lin, orders from the higher-ups have arrived. A certain country's aircraft carrier battle group is coming for an exercise with heavy mechas. The higher-ups are asking if our mecha can be taken out for a spin. For a spin? They mean going for a fight, right? Chief Designer Lin, you just installed a multifunctional weapon rack yesterday, yet you tell me this is for rescue purposes. That is for launching rescue supplies. In case the citizens are hungry, I'll fire a missile over, and it'll be full of steamed buns inside. How convenient. Mr. Chen asks you, if you face those 2 titans, how much confidence do you have? The titans. Clunky, big, dark, and crude. Relying entirely on stacking armor, they are nothing more than moving targets. This time it's out at sea. We don't have air superiority. The mecha can't fly. We can't reach them. Who says it can't fly? Look what this is. I bought this negative ion generator online. Basically, it means anti-gravity. I didn't control the power well last night. It flew a bit too high. What is there to fear about being high profile? First thing tomorrow morning, airlift it straight to the East China Sea front line. A rescue robot. What is the point of bringing him out to sea, as a mascot? What can he even do? Jump into the sea and commit suicide? Oh my god, what kind of technology is this? Anti-gravity. Hey, hey, hey. This is Rescue 1. To the big ship ahead, please move aside. Otherwise, I'll drop some rescue buns. I am afraid they'll smash right through you. This is a rescue robot, whose rescue robot carries a 40-meter long blade. Retreat, retreat immediately. These lunatics. The enemy cartel is bold, they ray cloning to stop us. Juicing and running them out of this day. Ah. What do you mean? Great, I haven't even tested my negative I don't light vibration yet. I heard it can sterilize things. I originally wanted to disinfect their aircraft carrier. Chief Designer Lin, the dinner party is about to start. Supervisor Chen is waiting for you. Are you busy designing? Busy designing what? I am thinking about how to pass the test. Pass the test. Miss Su is here. I drove the mecha a bit too violently. She said, I don't take care of public property. She wants to dock my pay. You don't understand. Besides, it seems she's going to take me to meet her parents this time. Su King's parents. I heard they are very demanding elders. They feel that as a senior technician, even though I am famous now, I am ultimately just a tech guy who only knows engineering. They worried Su King and I want to have anything in common. That really is a tough problem. So, what did you prepare as a first meeting gift? Do you think this will work? Is this titanium alloy? It is not just titanium alloy. I use the premium armor material from the mecha's main body. Once forged, its hardness is 3 times that of a diamond. And look at this color. I came up with this Aurora blue. It matches the flame from the mecha when it flies. Inside the stamen, I embedded a miniature frequency protection core. In case of an emergency, just press this button. Tracking signals from all surrounding positions will immediately be blocked and jammed. It is a protective artifact that completely blinds radar detection. This is basically a wide-range frequency jamming field. And you call this a token of love? King, stop looking for him. That kid must be hiding in some corner again, messing around with his scrap metal. Geniuses all have their quirks. Grandpa, who is looking for him? I came to see the mecha. Hello, Chief Designer Lin. Chief Designer Lin, could you please give me an autograph? Sure. We haven't seen each other for just a few days, and you've already become the nation's husband. Boss Su, you here. About the final payment, shut up, there are so many people here. Can you not talk about money every time you open your mouth? You considered a national hero now. Have some class, will you? Class, then let us talk about the maintenance fee for this mecha. What is this? For you. Consider it a little token I specially prepared. I welded this myself. This shade of blue is hard to get. I wasted hundreds of pounds of titanium alloy before finding the right mix. It won't rust and it won't fade. As long as you don't use it to crack walnuts. It can last for 10,000 years. Thank you, I really like it. I am glad you like it. By the way, there is a button on that flower. Whatever you do, don't press it randomly. If you press it, our whole banquet hall will lose power. I was wrong. I really didn't know that mecha was real. I was just jealous of Su King. That foreigner told me if I framed Su King, they would give me a green card. Lin Mo. If it weren't for you, my reputation might have been completely ruined by them by now. Ruined it's no big deal. Aren't we partners? By the way, since you accepted my flower, can the final payment be, or not? This flower counts as a deposit. You'll have to pay back the rest slowly over a lifetime. A lifetime? How many technical maintenance cycles would that be? What kind of standard will be used to provide long-term support? Do I need to be on call 24 hours a day? Something went wrong. The UK is really desperate this time. They lost face on the sea. Now they want to get it back from underwater. Codename Poseidon. They want to trigger an underwater landslide on our coastal continental shelf to cause a tsunami. Once they succeed, the entire coastal economic zone will be submerged. Your deep-sea prototype, Xuan 1, can't go down. It was designed for land environments. At a depth of 3,000 meters, the seal layer will instantly collapse. Once the internal systems fail, under that kind of pressure, it will be nothing but a defenseless metal shell. Unless I keep the water from touching it. A hydrophobic layer. If I coat the surface of the experimental module with a superhydrophobic material, and combine it with a smart thermal circulation air layer, it'll be like putting an air raincoat on its exterior. The water won't touch its body, but where can we find this kind of coating? We need tons of it, and it must be applied within a few hours. Teflon coating, plus my secret recipe, lotus leaf extract nano powder. Get me 50 tons of Teflon, and find me 100 spray painters. I want to put a new coat on Xuan. Are you really going to use that pressure cooker and special coating to challenge the physical limits of that extreme environment? As long as we keep striving, solutions will always outnumber problems. Don't just stand there, hurry. Otherwise, my studio won't catch up with the schedule. Quick, 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 spray more under the armpits. That as a joint movement area, it wears down easily. And the soles of the feet. Don't skimp on materials. If there's not enough Teflon, go scrape all the pans in the cafeteria. Will this really work? This looks a bit like the coating on my frying pan at home. It is a frying pan coating. Chief designer Lin added a graphite core. Now this mecha is slipperier than a loach. Hold steady, this is just the beginning. We are a non-stick pan, we aren't afraid of pressure. Hey Amph, they are indeed up to something. Hee, Teflon doesn't just prevent sticking, it seals too. Annoying, so many FLIs. I need to use a swatter. High voltage electrolysis mode, full power. Hiding is for cowards. For us welders, it's all about going head to head. Damn, that's powerful. But you've exposed your weakness, haven't you? As long as that thing is blocked, it will turn into a pressure cooker. Meld, I am a welder. Weld it shut for me. Boss Sue. I am tired of hot pot. Tonight, I want to eat hot dry noodles. Eat. You can eat whatever you want. I'll buy out all the hot dry noodles in China for you. Is this what you call buying out the place? He is awake, he is awake. You kid finally woke up. Little Lin. You made an outstanding contribution this time. A monumental achievement. Comrade Lin Mo, in view of your extraordinary contribution, you are awarded the badge of outstanding contribution. Leader, I've never been to a military academy and I don't have a degree. Isn't this against the rules? Rules are made by people. You can weld whatever you want. Even if you want to weld a railing round the moon, we will approve the budget for you. Forget about welding a railing on the moon. But I'd like to have a bowl of noodles first. Want some? Lin Mo, you jerk. Who told you to become a hero? Who told you to dive down to 3,000 meters? What would I do if you died? Well, it was an emergency at the time. Besides, I have Teflon protection. I knew what I was doing. No returns, no refunds. No backing down, I am taking this job for life. Done. Su King, are you ready to sign for it? Deal. So, can the cost of this ring be deducted from the final payment? Lin Mo. The coils for that anti-gravity engine can't be wound too neatly. It needs to look chaotic, but with an underlying sense of order. Chief Designer Lin. Long time no see, honey. Chairman Su, what brings you here? Director Zhang, is this still just a model? I'll take this job. Honey, don't wait up for dinner tonight. Tonight, I am going to weld a path to the future for our country. Chief Designer Lin, if you treat the high-purity alloy, specially approved and sent by the Academy of Sciences, like a skewer of roasted wheat gluten, again, academician Wan from the Materials Research Institute next door, might literally have a heart attack, and end up straight in the ICU. Honey, you're talking like an amateur now. This thing has a very stubborn temper. That's because they don't understand the breathing rhythm of this metal. Metal has a personality too. There, see, it has done. Alright, stop playing with your iron pot, stewed metal. General Chen Jiangguo and Dr. Li Chang'an are here, and it is classified as top secret red. The communication for the entire base was completely cut off physically 3 minutes ago. Old leader, Dr. Li, what wine blows you two over to my place? Have a seat, make yourselves at home. Su King, pour some water for our guests. Oh right. I only have yesterday's leftover boiled water. Here, don't bother, Lin Mo. There's no time for water. Something happened. The British are getting desperate. What is the situation? Britain has launched the Ars kinetic energy weapon. The platform is hovering in a 400-kilometer orbit, carrying a tungsten rod weighing up to 10 tons. Our nation is sitting right under a hanging sword of destruction. A kinetic energy weapon. The legendary rods from God. Don't they care about international public opinion anymore? That's why we need to fight back. If the land want to do, we go to the sea. If the sea want to do, we all go into the sky and kick their asses. Old leader, you didn't come here today just to break this bad news to me, right? Top secret project codename Lewin Bird. An all-weather strategic aerospace carrier platform. In other words, what we often call in sci-fi novels. An aerospace carrier, total length 242 meters, wingspan 682 meters, standard empty displacement 112,000 tons. Good heavens, how can something like that fly? This is like putting wings on a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. That is exactly why we came to see you today, Lin Mo. During the engineering implementation phase, we encountered a physical deadlock that current human technology simply cannot overcome. Thermal stress fracture of the main keel. You noticed it. Yes, when breaking past the critical point of Mach 12, current materials science cannot produce a seamless, single-piece keel. Lin Mo, we are at a dead end when it comes to physics. The British platform has already begun testing. Tell me, can you pull this off or not? You guys are being too rough. I am talking about you academics. You are way too rough with metal. Your minds are completely filled with ideas of seamless joints and welding things solid. But you never considered that for something this long. It actually needs to breathe. Breathe, Chief Designer Lin. Metal is inorganic matter. Forget about your damn electronic arc welding. Listen up, old Lee. To solve the stress issue of a 242-meter structure, the method is simple. Don't force it to be rigidly locked. We need to break this 242-meter keel down into 70 main nodes. But don't rush. We want to leave them detached. They will be dynamically connected. We will make it flexible. In these gaps, we will fill them with a superconducting, non-Newtonian fluid. The buffer layer will utilize the thermal energy generated during flight to let the metal joints naturally expand and interlock. We aren't fighting the laws of nature. We are utilizing its resonant frequency to eliminate the shear force, so the phase change of the Newtonian fluid absorbs the thermal kinetic energy. My goodness, this violates current aerospace engineering safety standards. Article 409. This is absolute nonsense. This is completely insane. But damn it, from a thermodynamic logic perspective, it's actually completely self-consistent. Good God, what kind of brain do you have? Alright, since you're confident, this top secret project is officially yours. Whatever resources you need, just ask. If we use the 72 node mortise and tenon technique, combined with graphene non-Newtonian fluid filling, automated lines cannot achieve this level of microscopic precision. Lin Mo, you will need to do all of this manually. I can handle that, or at least I'll personally modify all the welding robotic arms. Honey, how much production capacity can your Sioux Heavy Industries mobilize? We'll go all out. 60 of our heavy metal special forging plants and 127 high-precision automated production lines. You just focus on welding. I'll take care of your entire logistics and supply chain. Sweet. Then, the usual rules, General Chen. This is a small custom order for a 242-meter handicraft. What's the down payment? How will the final balance be settled? You should know, Su King and I just bought a large luxury apartment on the 3rd Ring Road in the capital. The mortgage pressure is quite heavy. Don't play games with me, kid. The budget has no ceiling. The state will give you absolute backing. As long as you can make this behemoth fly into the sky and completely eliminate all external interference and threats, I'll even approve it if you want to buy land on the moon. Deal. When do we leave? And where are we going 2 hours from now? The private jet is already waiting at the apron. Destination: the underground core shipyard in the Great Northwest Gobi Desert. Lin Mo. Go and weld the backbone of our country with your own hands. Oh my God, this is impossible. This completely defies common sense, yet it actually closes the loop and fits the theory perfectly. We did it. Everyone, prepare for impact. We will be executing a high-angle tactical landing. Chief Designer Lin, welcome to China's highest secret, underground Newport No. 092. Oh my goodness. To build this place, we excavated for 7 whole years. Now, this stage is yours. Everyone, this is the person specially approved by the higher-ups as the chief designer of the Luan Bird Project, Comrade Lin Mo. General Chen, are you joking? The Luan Bird is a 242-meter aerospace carrier. This isn't some toy hammered out with a few strikes on an anvil in a repair shop. Exactly, letting someone who hasn't even graduated from college guide us, academicians. Director Zhou, what is your usual yield rate for laser welding? At this thickness, 3 out of 1,000, even the slightest error will ruin the material. That's impossible. The most advanced AI in the world cannot achieve zero error. Everyone, I came here to do only one thing, to weld this carrier together using the wildest method possible. If you can't beat me, shut up and get to work. Very well. It seems we have already reached a perfect understanding. Since we are about to start this cutting-edge, collaborative research topic, in addition to the outstanding elites present here, I have also brought my most trusted partners. Please come in. Brother Mo. Oh wait, Chief Designer Lin, according to your instructions, I have brought the 508th level technicians from heavy industrial bases nationwide, who have the steadiest hands, the most courage, and are usually the most rebellious. Among all welders and fitters, I brought them all to you. Brothers, word is we following you to build a flying aircraft carrier. Everyone packed up their blankets and jumped on the train overnight. Nicely done, Kiju's wife. Oh no, Chairman Su, the crew is all here. How are our supplies looking? My plan will require an astronomical amount of materials. Within the past 48 hours, Su Heavy Industries has integrated global resources, the production capacity of 780 major foundries. The graphene fluid requested by Chief Engineer Lin, an order of 100,000 tons has already been issued. The 72 special alloy frames are being rushed day and night at Heavy Industry Base Number 1. However, we've hit an extremely troublesome bottleneck. The Luan Bird, its tail thrusters need to withstand temperatures over 10,000 degrees. The only material that fits the bill is Type 77, high melting point tiny composite alloy. X77 alloy is more precious than gold, a space-grade material that is 100 times heavier. We need at least 50 tons to meet the demand. That is absolutely impossible to complete within 8 months. Morgan Stone, the head of a British military industrial syndicate, bought out all the available global stock of X77 alloy overnight and issued the strictest sanctions. Any organization that dares to sell us even a single gram of the material will face catastrophic consequences. Those guys again. They deploy weapons in space and use capital to choke us on land. They want to lock us down on the ground forever. Li Mo, what are you laughing at? This is a life and death crisis of being choked. Being choked, old Li. You guys are just intimidated by Yang Mingxi. What bullshit. X77 composite alloy. Isn't it just a fire-resistant hunk of metal? Who says? We absolutely must buy the British team's new material. Honey, remember back in the old district of Shanghai City, that low-profile scrapyard owner, wearing the old quilted cotton coat, that old man, I remember, you used to visit him often to scavenge for scrap metal. 6 months ago, I went to buy some used parts, and saw a dark metal block, that he used to weight down his pickled cabbage vat. If my absolute metal perception didn't fail me, that is, from a crashed first-generation heavy launch vehicle from Russia, the main engine S. Combustion chamber wreckage. It's the purest Tainong alloy. Tiju, grab the brothers and get the gear ready. Prepare a transport plane. We're heading back to Shanghai City to collect some scrap. Cheers, gentlemen, to our Great Britain, and to our best efforts. The absolute truth we are about to possess in the universe. Within 12 hours, under Mr. Morgan's financial manipulation, Xianxia's procurement channels for high-grade, tiny composite alloys, on both the open and black markets worldwide have been completely cut off. They can't even buy a single gram of residue. It's not just that they can't buy it, Richard. According to supercomputer simulations, the opposing team is attempting to build an ultra-large flight platform to overcome gravity with that mass. The tail section must carry more than 8 heavy plasma thrusters. In current human foundational engineering and materials science, for this extreme, laboratory-grade synthetic material, they still face an insurmountable generational gap. So, Dr. Austin, your conclusion is? My conclusion is that physics is merciless. Without this alloy acting as the main nozzle liner, once that flight platform ignites, the extreme heat will cause its tail armor to undergo a systemic thermal breakdown within 3 seconds. The entire power reactor will be like a punctured bubble, collapsing instantly. Their so-called self-taught genius cannot possibly conjure tiny atoms out of thin air. This creation of theirs is destined to be a pile of scrap metal that will never fly out of the atmosphere. What a pity, ha ha ha. Well said. Cutting off their materials is equivalent to breaking Xianxia's backbone for spaceflight. Give the Ars platform another 3 months, until our 12 tungsten kinetic rods complete their final low Earth orbit attitude adjustment, securing absolute air supremacy over the entire Earth, along with the helium-3 mining zone on the moon. They will belong to us forever. Stay sharp, everyone. This is Old Ghost's turf. Humph, this smell is intense. Honey, sorry to put you through this. This place is pretty down to earth. Watch your step. Don't step on the sulfuric acid leaking from those old batteries. Are you sure? A top-tier space material that broke through a country as full-effort blockade would be hidden in a place like this. This is what you call hiding in plain sight. Follow me. Oh, aren't you the kid from next door who used to come by every day to scavenge for second-hand electric scooter motors? I heard you've made a fortune now, and went to fix cars for rich families. What brings you back to my junk pile today? Don't play dumb with me. What happened in Zhuhai City over the past year? There's no way you don't know. I am here today to ask if this stone is for sale. You told me back then you just wanted to use it as a weight. You don't take batteries or family heirlooms. What's the matter? Boss Lin got money now, and want to buy my pickle weight stone back to polish it. Holy cow. This isn't a meteorite. This is a whole block of pure tire, composite alloy that has been battle-tested and quenched in high temperatures. If I am not mistaken, Russia once launched a highly classified Blizzard-class heavy launch vehicle, but 120 seconds after liftoff, due to a second-stage separation failure, it crashed near the border. Old Ghost, when you went to the border to collect scrap back then, you actually managed to carry the core, high-temperature resistant component of that Russian rocket back all by yourself, and you used it to weight down pickled cabbage. Kid, your eyes are as sharp as ever. Back then, I was scraping by in the freezing northern wasteland, and stumbled upon that thing smashed inside a crater. This thing was dead heavy. I didn't know what it was either. I just felt this hunk of iron couldn't be destroyed by fire or cracked by frost. Bringing it back to weight down pickled cabbage was perfect. The cabbage never even grew white mold. That grand project is about to begin now. Are you short of my pickle weight stone? Old gentleman, this piece of metal holds extremely significant strategic value for the country. Name your price. Sioux Heavy Industries will never bargain. The young mistress of the Sioux family is indeed filthy rich. But I've already got one foot in the grave. What would I do with so much money? Then what do you want? I have only one condition. If one day you really manage to send that big thing into the sky, help me pour a bottle of Urquotu on the moon. Back then, the brothers from my platoon covered for me while I retreated with this hunk of iron. Every single one of them was left behind in that frozen lake. Before they died, they said they wanted to look up at the sky to see when our people would finally stop taking crap from foreigners. I promise you. Not just the moon. I'll even bring it to Mars for you. Alright, cut the melodrama, take the thing and go. But this thing is incredibly tough. Tiju, get to work. Order received. I've been a welder for 30 years. And I've never seen iron that can't be burnt through by this temperature. Could this really be divine iron from the heavens? Move aside, move aside. Trying to cut it at 3,000 degrees. This alloy has bathed in temperatures of tens of thousands of degrees. Are you trying to roast a steel bar with a lighter, Lin Mo? Brother Mo, your craftsmanship is truly a dimensional strike. My wife paid the bill and left 5 million for Old Ghost. As a retirement fund, the British want to use capital to lock down our skies. Then we will use this scrap piece that weighted down pickled cabbage to burn right through their air supremacy. Tiju, load it up. We're heading back to the Gobi Desert to assemble the tail for the Luan bird. This is impossible. It really is that. Chief Engineer Lin, is this what you meant by the X-77 composite core that can solve the temperature limit for the nozzles of the 8 main plasma thrusters? Let me correct you, Director Zhou. This is the main nozzle of our nation's first-generation heavy-lift launch vehicle. This deflector plate is pure titanium alloy. Have someone take it for testing. Its hardness will absolutely blow your mind. With an element content of 18.5, it not only perfectly meets top international standards, but its interior has even undergone an unknown high-temperature reshaping. Its wear resistance and heat endurance are a full 30 higher than expected. This is nothing short of a miracle. Those long-standing bottlenecks in basic materials have been broken by this ignored piece. Li Mu, you boy, are truly a lucky star. For our aerospace research, even God is helping you. Cut the flattery. Old Li, the issue with the main propulsion field is barely taken care of for now. As long as I personally get to work and recast this plate into 8 nozzles, we can ensure our carrier won't burn a massive hole in its own rear the moment it ignites. But pushing it up is just step 1. When this 110,000-ton behemoth reaches the microgravity environment of its orbit, how do you plan to make it turn, brake, or even perform tactical maneuvers in space? Chief Engineer Lin, this is exactly the bottleneck problem we are facing right now. Traditional spacecraft adjust their attitude in space, usually by using miniature chemical fuel, attitude control thrusters, or by expending chemical propellants. For a mass of 110,000 tons, its rotation would require thousands of tons of extra propellant. If we use the weak thrust of a Hall thruster, making a turn could take over half a month. The most fatal part is that, for such a massive hull, if it is forced to perform multi-point, high-frequency ignition in space, just to adjust its attitude, the intense electromagnetic pulses and ion radiation generated will severely interfere with the internal radar and fire control center. We can't go blinding ourselves, first, while trying to evade space-based weapons. So we shouldn't use gas or ion thrusters in space. What is the simplest and cleanest way to turn momentum wheels? Using the principle of angular momentum conservation, huge metal flywheels are installed inside. If the flywheel spins left, the ship turns right. It requires absolutely no propellant injection, and there is no risk of interference. In theory, yes. But have you thought about the bearing friction and material fatigue? Have you considered that even a tiny defect will be infinitely magnified over long periods of operation, eventually leading to a total system collapse? The theory is perfect. But have you thought about this? To drive a 110,000-ton carrier, how big of a momentum wheel do we need? That would require at least 4 heavy-duty metal rotors, weighing 100 tons each. And to get a 100-ton rotor to reach ultra-high speeds in an instant, ordinary mechanical bearings would fail immediately due to hitting physical limits. The only thing that can support such a rotor is a completely contactless superconducting magnetic levitation bearing system, and currently, the world's superconducting maglev technology simply cannot achieve this. It's a catch-22. We are stuck again by materials and precision machining. Superconducting maglev. We can rely on magnetic field confinement and precise frequency conversion. Taiju. How many hours do we have left before dark? It's about PM. It is still early, before dark. Great, take a few guys right now. Drive to big trucks to the nearest city and buy some stuff. Are we collecting scrap metal again? What kind of scrap iron do you want this time? No scrap metal this time. Go to an appliance mega store. Buy me 300 twin tub or drum washing machines, only the ones with variable frequency brushless motors. And buy me another 300 of the highest power commercial induction cookers. Li Mu. We are currently discussing our nation's top secret aerospace carrier, attitude control system. And you want me to buy washing machines and induction cookers. Did you breathe in too much pickled cabbage smell at the scrap yard last night, ruining your brain? Old Lee. Think bigger. You guys just said we need massive, instantaneous torque, right? Since mechanical bearings 1T work, we'll use a magnetic field to hold the rotor. I will strip the high-frequency coils from the 300 induction cookers and rewind them into a spherical magnetic confinement web. When the flywheel spins, using the changing magnetic field, it will directly form eddy currents on the flywheel surface. This mutual induction between the electrical coils can even feed excess kinetic energy back into the batteries. I call this thing the asymmetric magnetic field helical attitude engine. What are you standing there for? Taiju, hurry up and go on a shopping spree. Remember, buy big name brands, don't buy off brands. The coils in off-brand induction cookers burn out easily. Yes, sir. Are we collecting scrap metal again? Just go buy them. What kind of scrap iron do you want this time? No scrap metal. Buy me 300 twin tub or drum washing machines, only the ones with variable frequency brushless motors. And buy me another 300 of the highest power commercial induction cookers. How do we actually disassemble this circuit? Haha, this thing packs a punch. It is perfect as a backup power source for my mecha. Su King, enter that set of code. Dr. Lee, Director Zhou. Get your fast-acting heart pills ready. Let me show you what industrial shock from the working class looks like. Alternating magnetic field confinement successful. Completely contactless. The high-frequency alternating magnetic field generated by the coils perfectly solves the physical friction problem. Start the attitude bias test. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Newton's coffin lid can't hold him down anymore. Faraday's coffin lid can't hold him down either. This. He'd probably swallow his PhD diploma on the spot. Alright, stop it. Microgravity engine is good to go. The test version is already this powerful, scaled up to the 100-ton. For linkage main thrusters required for the Luanaya, it can absolutely make that aerospace carrier do spacewalks. In space, boys, the skeleton and organs of this giant toy are all ready. Look at that giant line across. Next, it is time to put an iron armor on it. Good, I have locked down their skies. Even if they solve the material problem, they can never have the technology to make a 110,000-ton warship turn and maneuver. He will never know that the 12 kinetic tungsten rods about to reach their designated orbits will smash his proud space-based weapons into scrap metal. He can never know that we are always ahead. The energy transmission network, fire control attitude, and underlying logic, blueprints are all here. Old Lee. And that new blue-haired girl over there. Sorry to trouble you two, but scan this thing into the computer to generate a digital construction blueprint. Chief Engineer Lin, are you sure this is the main control logic blueprint for a 200-meter-long ship, and not a Tetris cheat sheet you drew in some arcade hall? What do you mean? The underlying control logic of any modern large warship must follow a strict tree-like distribution system. But what is this thing you drew? All the control nodes are actually stacked up. If a single error occurs, the fire control system will instantly crash and reset to zero, just like a game of Tetris lost. Little girl, you lack vision. This is called a physical level 1 key clear. Even if half the bridge gets blown away, as long as one motor is left, it can keep firing. You know nothing about a system crash, you lunatic. A total and absolute lunatic. This is pure madness. A complete lunatic through and through. He is completely out of his mind. A total madman, using match 3 game logic to build a firewall. My coding worldview has completely collapsed. His collapsing is considered mild. Li Mo, I swear I am going to finish you today. Old Li, calm down. Take a deep breath. If your blood pressure spikes again, Su King will have to send a helicopter to buy you more blood pressure pills. Calm down, my ass. You actually physically connected the nuclear fusion reactor's output directly onto the tiny alloy armor. Are you trying to build an aircraft carrier or a giant super electric heater? Did you just eat Ohm's law and poop it right out? Old Lee. Ohm's law only applies to dead matter under normal conditions. Who told you? The keel of the Luan is just a piece of regular metal. An oscillator. Why did you install an oscillator right next to a nuclear fusion reactor? Do you think the reactor isn't breaking fast enough? Wrong. It has to bring this ship to life. When the vibration frequency reaches the zero node, a perfect standing wave will form inside the metal. As long as the vibration frequency resonates in sync with the current frequency, its 280,000 square meter hull will become the largest and most perfect macroscopic room temperature acoustic standing wave resonant superconducting grid in the universe. How is that even possible in macro engineering? How can you guarantee the frequency won't go haywire? Based on what? Based on the fact that I will tune it myself. Watch closely. Next up, it's time to witness a miracle. I call this move the working class as physics. Normally, the conduction efficiency of this cabinet is extremely low. If you force an energy flow into it, this thin cable will fry due to severe overloading. Right. I've studied physics for 40 years. I spent half my life deriving Maxwell's equations. I used liquid helium for cooling in the lab every single day. To hell with the law of resistance. To hell with the second law of thermodynamics. I am done studying this crap. I am changing careers. Chief Lin, no, Master Lin, please, take me as your apprentice. Teach me how to swing a sledgehammer. I want to learn metaphysical engineering. I want to learn how to smash sheet metal using physical resonance to induce superconductivity. This is so cyberpunk. It's an absolute miracle. Lin Mo, what did you do to these national treasure academics? I just gave them a vivid middle school handicraft lesson. What's wrong, honey? Orders from the military top brass. In 3 days, the Luan will undergo its first full simulation atmospheric breakthrough and extreme aerodynamic vibration test. Can this half-finished product of ours, built from junkyard scraps, really hold up? Whether it works or not, we find out once we test it. Taiju, notify all teams to preheat all the power units. Let us show those experts from the evaluation team how a flying vehicle built by the hands of our great Northwest manufacturing plant breaks through the clouds. Absurd. This is the most absurd thing in the whole world. General Chen, are you really going to indulge a civilian welder who doesn't even have a college degree and let him make a joke out of a century-long national project? General Chen, see for yourself. This is an aerospace carrier that needs to break escape velocity and endure the horrific friction of the atmosphere. But look at its 72 main keel nodes. None of them have been closed welded. At every single joint, there is a visible gap of 0.01 millimeters left open. I just checked the composition report. The underlying logic of that filler material is actually the silicone sealant used in the market to fix leaky heater pipes, mixed with a bit of graphite core. Insane. Once this ship's wind tunnel speed exceeds Mach 5, it will disintegrate directly into a pile of scrap metal in mid-air. Dr. Li, why aren't you doing anything about this? Can't you see this thing completely goes against common sense mechanics? Old Liu and old Zhang. Your physics is way too rigid. In front of Chief Lin's metaphysical engineering, even Newton would have to sit down and rewrite his notes. Have you been brainwashed by him? Oh, the leaders are all here, flying all the way from the capital. You must be tired. What's the matter? Not satisfied with my handicraft? Lin Mo, cut the smooth talk. Our joint inspection team holds the ultimate veto power. Even if it costs me my old life today, I will absolutely never allow you to start this suicidal test. This doesn't even need testing. Common sense tells us it is bound to fail. Order the workers to lower the ship immediately, or we will never sign off on this. Common sense. When I was building mechas by hand, experts talked to me about common sense. In my workshop, there is no common sense. There are only miracles. Taiju, stop them. Take external control of the Quafu Wind Tunnel. Lin Mo, you now have absolute control. Quafu Wind Tunnel Phase 1, start. Initial wind speed Mach 5. It is shaking. The hull is starting to shake. The stress at the joints is spiking exponentially. Those unwelded caps are being forced open. 0.01 millimeter, 0.05 millimeter. It is about to disintegrate. Lin Mo, you are a criminal to the nation. What's the panic? Let the bullet fly for a bit. Fly. Non-Newtonian fluid buffer layer. Prepare to take full impact and eliminate the pressure. U-ray crazy. It is about to shatter at Mach 5, and U-ray doubling the wind tunnel power to Mach 10. Heating system, ignite at 3000 degrees. Look at the stress data, quick. How is this possible? What happened? This is the heater pipe sealant. You all looked down on. Don't rush to drop to your knees yet. The main show has just begun. Old Li, weren't you crying over your physics laws that were broken by me the other day? Today, I'll perform another magic trick for you. Wind tunnel power to the limit Mach 15, temperature 6000 degrees, simulating atmospheric extreme conditions. Ray entry counter gravity engine number 3, decouple. Washing machine motor, start. Fire up the acoustic resonant superconducting grid for me. It is going to melt. Its melting point is less than 2000 degrees. The structure is completely collapsing. That's just your dead metal shaking. The hull is starting to shake. The stress at the joints is spiking exponentially. Those unwelded caps are being forced open. 0.01 m, 0.05 millimeter. It is about to disintegrate. Lin Mo, you are a criminal to the nation. What's the panic? Let the bullet fly for a bit. Fly non-Newtonian fluid buffer layer. Prepare to blast. Endure the limit, and eliminate the pressure. U-ray crazy. It's about to shatter at Mach 5, and U-ray doubling the wind tunnel power to Mach 10. Heating system, ignite at 3000 degrees. Look at the stress data, quick. How is this possible? What happened? This is the heater pipe sealant. You all looked down on. Don't rush to drop to your knees yet. The main show has just begun. Old Lee, weren't you crying over those physics laws broken by me the other day? Today, I'll perform another magic trick for you. Wind tunnel powered to the limit Mach 15. Temperature 6000 degrees. Simulating atmospheric extreme conditions. Ray entry counter gravity engine number 3, decouple. Washing machine motor, start. Fire up the acoustic resonant superconducting grid for me. It's going to melt. Its melting point is less than 2000 degrees. The structure is completely collapsing. That's just your dead metal. Do you see it now, old Liu? This isn't a test at all. He is utilizing the Quafu wind tunnel's 6000 degree heat and Mach 15 wind force deep down here, underground, to perform one final, full-scale natural forging on a 242-meter-long aerospace carrier. He is using the friction of Earth's atmosphere as his forging hammer. I can die happy now. I've spent my entire life on aerodynamics. I can die happy now. Today has really been an eye-opener. Chief Designer Lin is truly one of a kind, a true national treasure. Our country's sky one fall. Beautifully done, brothers. We've finally pulled through making the skin of this big toy. Old leader, about my progress payment for the first phase. Isn't it time to settle it? My wife literally put our entire life savings into this. Limo, a progress payment won't solve the problem anymore. The overseas consortiums have not only locked down the alloy, but they have also paralyzed everywhere else in the world except our country. All inverse industrial mother machines. Our national production capacity is bottlenecked with a 30 gap, so they want to compete on production capacity. Honey, it's time to show those overseas consortiums what our country is truly made of. Let us show them the superpower grid of the infrastructure mania. General, the surgical strike has been completed. The hacker team just invented by Morgan utilized a zero-day vulnerability to successfully burn down 12 major neutral countries across the globe, destroying the main control chips of a total of 4,000 top-tier, 5-axis simultaneous industrial mother machines. Well done. Those people in our country thought that by relying on that welder named Lin Mo and making a high-temperature resistant hull, they could reach the sky. They are absolutely dreaming. A shortage of 800,000 high-precision components is the last straw that will crush their aerospace dream. In a modern industrial system, precision dictates the hierarchy. Without our Western high-end CNC machine tools, Project Lewinbird is already a dead eagle. The Westerners are too ruthless. This is cutting the ground from under our feet. With these sudden 800,000 extra custom-shaped dart shims, even making new machine tools right now would be too late. Are we just going to watch helplessly as this warship, which has already withstood 6,000 degrees of blazing fire, lies dying on the ground just because it lacks a few screws? What if we distribute the workload? In the Yangtze River Delta, we have tens of millions of private machinery factories. If we break down the blueprints and distribute them, Dr. Lee, you are being way too unrealistic. You want them to process micron-level custom shims. The vibration error of their own machine tools is bigger than our parts tolerance. The hardware gap cannot be crossed. It seems the launch window can only be postponed for 2 years. Who says the hardware gap cannot be crossed? Who says small private factories can't make aerospace parts? Chiefs, you have been sitting high in the halls of power for too long to look down and see the truly most massive force on this land. We have exactly 2.3 million enterprises with 3-axis or higher CNC capabilities. This shortage of 800,000 parts isn't even a fraction of what they can make in a single night. But what about precision control? Chairman, how do we offset the micron level physical errors caused by this kind of cross-regional collaboration? Physical errors, indeed, cannot be eliminated. But I can predict his error and then make to negatives a positive. Xiao Qingmeng, bring your computer over and get to work. Chief Designer Lin, are you performing some kind of performance art? Old Li, what is the principle of noise-canceling headphones? Why can't the vibration of a machine tool be cancelled out? Xiao Qingmeng, write the dynamic error reverse compensation algorithm into the main control board. Writing complete. Microsecond level compensation prediction activated. Chairman Zhang, the tolerance is... Oh my god. 0.0005 millimeters. This is even more precise than what is cut by the top tier 5-axis slant bed machine tools. Xiao Qingmeng, package the cloud patch. From now on, officially activate the highest level Great U Internet plan. General Chen, I need the military to open a wartime encrypted network dedicated line. No problem. Today, everything goes by Chairman Su's orders. Notify all small, medium, and micro enterprises nationwide that there is no threshold. As long as you have 3 CNC lathes, download the patch immediately. For every qualified part, Suez Heavy Industries will personally subsidize 10,000 yuans. This money cannot go through the state treasury that quickly. We don't need the state to pay a single penny. I want the Westerners to see what a real infrastructure mania looks like. Fire up the machines. Holy shit. They are paying 10,000 yuans for a lousy custom shim. There are still 150,000 left. The algorithm and blueprints have all been uploaded to the cloud. Stop sleeping. None of the 80 old, outdated lathes in the whole factory are allowed to be turned off. Give me all your ordinary old cell phones. Tape them to the tool posts. The country is building a spaceship. Tonight, even if we make the lathe smoke from working, you must cut out 10,000 shims for me. The great craftsmen of a nation are not in the halls of power, but among the common people. Director, something huge has happened. How? How is this possible? Their core base. Couldn't he possibly have such a huge output? What about our restriction plan? Weren't those key mother machines destroyed? It didn't work. Over the past night, they connected over 300,000 private factories. They actually used an algorithm to turn outdated equipment into precision tools. Right now, tens of millions of technical workers are working simultaneously to build the core components for that giant spacecraft. Honey, your superpower, combined with this stubborn grit of our people, is absolutely unmatched. Brothers, we have both the bones and the meat now. Tiju, bring your national welding team. Weld it for me for 3 months. I can't even wait for a single month. We are going into space to give the Westerners a huge surprise. Out of the way. Everyone get out of the way. This is the 32nd batch of express components, sent from Jiangnan province. Be careful when unloading. You over there, drive that forklift toward the reactor side. There is no more room here. Put them in the number 3 backup hangar. Oh my god. 0.0003 millimeters. This is even smaller than the ultimate tolerance required on our design blueprints. Is this really something turned out by some unknown small-town auto parts factory? Using that kind of old, outdated lathe, according to top-tier engineering practices. This kind of internal precision joining must use the most cutting-edge, bionic flexible multi-axis mechanical system, and it requires a long period of algorithmic simulation. But our current conditions simply cannot meet this extreme requirement. If we can't finish it on time, all our hard work will go down the drain. Jobs that machines can't do should, of course, be handed over to humans. Chief Designer Lin, this is no time to joke. It is impossible for humans to go in and weld it. If the weld deviates by even 0.01 millimeters, the control point will instantly turn into a highly explosive bomb, blowing it into 2 pieces. Machines can achieve absolute stability, but machines have no brains and no time. Although human hands shake, humans have intuition, and humans have muscle memory. This is called a single-soldier flexible micro-operation plasma welding torch, or space welding torch for short. I modified it overnight last night. I reduced the size of the plasma constriction magnetic ring by 10 times, bringing its jet precision down to the micron level. Tiju, call all the brothers over. The 8th Special Welding Team of Donghua No. 3 Steel Plant. Assemble. The experts say our hands will shake. And we can't handle micron-level delicate work. The experts say, our eyes can't see that gap, and we will blow up this mothership while welding it. Reporting to Chief Designer. I've been welding for 15 years. I've been doing it myself for 23 years. Do you know how many times I've welded? What does this welding line mean to us? These 500 welding torches, their muscle memory, is the most precise flexible robotic arm in the world. No matter how strong muscle memory is, it cannot overcome physiological tremors. Who said I wanted them to overcome the tremors? I want them to become one with the tremors of this mothership. Let the precision match it perfectly. Become one with the Lewin Bird Aerospace mothership. Brothers trust. Brother Mo, close your eyes and enter the cabin. Let us go. This is crazy, totally crazy. I can barely watch. I want to watch. I want to see how they destroy this ship. How is this even possible? Look at the data, quick, check the pass rate data. Done, not a single faulty weld. Your eyes. Yet they shine as bright and pure as the stars in the sky. We did it, without any blood or sweat. We have overcome the most desperate dead end in the history of aerospace engineering. This is the man I chose. Abnormal signal detected, energy source. It is not a physical system failure. This is an unauthorized external logic protocol. Protocol intrusion. The other party is using the protocol to boldly execute a full band penetration. The core logic layer is facing physical and security risks. Execute manual isolation immediately. What? Tiju. I am here, Brother Mo. Grab our big sledgehammer and that cutting machine. Someone wants to mess with the heart of our big toy. Let us go. Take him out. Heart rate is stable. Optical camouflage power is holding at 98. Infrared thermal radiation shielding is normal. Headquarters, this is Swallow's Nest. I have arrived at the outer edge of the heart and confirmed the target. Execute the annihilation order. Once the antimatter ignites the nuclear fuel in the core vault, this new port, along with that mothership, will be reduced to tens of millions of degrees of heat within 1/1000th of a second. The sea of stars your country planned for ends here tonight. Tetris logic. The firewall truly cannot be breached from the outside. But what if I make a direct physical connection? You people from the lower nation really are afraid to die. Chen Gonggan large-scale directional hydraulic armor-piercing mine. Foolish people of the lower nation. By the time you cut through this, I'll already be sipping champagne on a helicopter. 20 minutes is more than enough. Chief, it is not a cyber attack. It is a physical infiltration. The enemy used extremely high-end quantum tech to bypass verification with a spoofing device. Right now, that person is right behind the blast door. We found out he cut off the elevator mechanism. Guard units, lock down the Special 9 corridor immediately. Not even a single fly is allowed to escape. How much fuel is in that fuel vault? If it is detonated inside that enclosed space, the generated energy will have nowhere to vent, and will trigger a chain reaction. The entire 09 to Newport will be blasted directly into a molten lava pit, stretching all the way to the surface. Break down the door, have the engineer units, bring the strongest directional explosives, and heavy laser cutting machines. Blow that door open for me. General Chen, it is useless. That blast shutter door is 5 meters thick, made of 30 layers of titanium steel composite armor. It was originally designed to withstand a nuclear blast. Even if we bring all the heavy weapons from the entire base to forcefully blow open a 5-meter thick solid block, it would take at least 4 hours. It is over. Everything is over. 800,000 precise components. The blood and sweat of 500 welders. Those British people want the god we worked so hard to build to die before it is even born. Get out of the way, Dante, block the path. Lin Mo, what are you doing here? Can you smash open a 5-meter thick titanium steel door? Expert, if that mouth of yours could talk a little less nonsense, our nation's economy would probably grow by 2%. Old Chief, take me to the Special 9 corridor. Lin Mo, that is a 5-meter thick special armored door. Su King, patch me into the internal broadcast of the entire base, especially the speakers in the Special 9 corridor. Let us go. Testing, testing. To the rat inside, sent by whichever country. Can you hear me? Lin Mo, don't waste your energy. Even Goddess Sword can't cleave it open. Goddess Sword can't cleave it open. That is because God has never done electric welding, nor has he swung a massive sledgehammer. Today, I am going to teach you what the working class calls physical obliteration. As long as it is matter, it has its own rhythm. Tiju, Team Me, prepare to align with the central axis of the door and release full pressure. Seal off the entrance completely. Step back, everyone. Step the hell back. You like playing with fire, don't you? Today, I'll show you what a real clash of ice and fire looks like. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. No weapon could possibly punch through this door. This defies common sense in physics. Open up for me. Hey, foreigner, surprised. Caught you off guard, didn't it? Didn't you say even God couldn't cleave this door open? Well, now it is open. So what if the door is open? Do you think you can stop Britain's will, all by yourself, with just a hammer? Chief Designer Li Xiaoji, that's Britain's optical camouflage cloak, the internal infrared rays, and aviation wave radar can't scan him at all. He is absolutely invisible to physical sight. Pull back quickly. Let the security unit go in and use suppressive fire. To shoot blind, pull out. Then wouldn't I have smashed this door open for nothing? Foreign rat. Do you really think high-tech can solve everything? Do you think just because you ray invisible, I become blind? Too slow. Got you. You like playing with invisibility, don't you? Today, I am going to give you a shower of sparks. Is this it? Is this the worth of a British ace agent? Throwing hidden weapons. My turn, go to hell. You know absolutely nothing about the hardness of metal. Game over. Now, tell me how you bypassed the system permissions, and I might give you one last chance. Ha ha ha, Lin Mo, you are indeed very strong. But so what? Do you think you've won? System detects an irreversible physical chain reaction. Ignite the orbital engine. Let everything return to nothingness. Lin Mo, run fast. Forget about the bomb. It's an anti-tamper setup. Any attempt to cut the power or the wires will trigger the detonator to close within 1/1,000,000 of a second. An antimatter bomb. Sounds pretty intimidating. What do you think you're doing? That's a bomb. It has triple anti-tamper security. It will explode if you touch any wire. Who told you that defusing a bomb requires cutting wires? Wang Qiju, keep a close eye on him. Don't let him shake and mess up my operation. I don't understand code, and I don't know how to defuse mines. But I do understand welding. Weld it shut for me. This is impossible. How could the triple trigger not go off? What on earth did you do? This is called physical termination. Your experts spend all day trying to crack passwords and cut red wires. I just used high heat to weld its chassis and motherboard into a single solid lump of iron. It doesn't even have the physical space to move anymore. How the hell is it going to detonate? What kind of god-tier master am I working on aerospace with? Tiju. Take him alive to the International Military Court. And by the way, pass a message to General Richard for me. Tell him the fireworks they sent were too small. If he really wants to play, tell him to watch his neck. 3 months from now. And wait for me at the restricted border. Su King, Zhao Qingming, standing by. Since the fly has been swatted, let us light up the heart of this star. Controlled nuclear fusion ignition sequence initiated. Controlled nuclear fusion ignition sequence initiated. Ignition successful. Core plasma temperature has breached 100 million degrees Celsius. Magnetic confinement field is stable. Energy overflow rate. Oh my god, the energy overflow rate is 0. It's like a miniature sun, perfectly imprisoned in a cage. The heart is beating. Now it's time to fuel this behemoth. Energy diversion. Full frequency power grid online. Energy coverage rate 100. All 1.2 million micro-operation nodes across the ship are lit up. Not a single node has a short circuit or a faulty weld. A perfect energy closed loop. The Tetris underlying logic is running normally. The system has fully taken over the mothership's structural integration. Great General Chen, we made it. The heart and nerves of the Luan bird have all been connected. Now only the final step remains. Hoisting Operation Group. Core device number 1, start lowering. The precision requirement must be absolute zero error. What's going on? Copy that. The hoisting array was already fully synchronized online. Preparing to lower. Report, Chief Chen. The control logic for all heavy hoisting systems has been completely locked down. It's not just the hoisting array. All hydraulic stabilization systems around the shipyard and precision positioning sensors have all fallen into an unknown physical field interference. we overlooked a highly fatal physical effect. As the electric current surges through the mothership, it has now turned into a super electromagnetic structure with a magnetic field strength exceeding 30 Teslas. Every single system component without anti-magnetic treatment will instantly suffer permanent physical failure. The hoisting logic is completely locked up. That 12,000-ton dome structure is now hanging completely mid-air. If even a single micrometer of physical collision occurs, the high-precision energy core base below will be completely ruined. There's no time to deploy backup heavy machinery. The dome is currently in the electromagnetic interference zone. The high-frequency magnetic field is eroding the support structure. According to mechanical calculations, we have 2 hours at most before facing total structural failure. What's all the shouting about? I could hear you intellectuals crying and screaming, all the way from the main control room. Old Lee, you guys rely way too much on algorithms. The strong magnetic field blocked the electronic circuits. Then we just bypass the electronic equipment and go back to the most primitive physical logic, simple as that. Bypass the electronic equipment. Lin, no, this is a 12,000-ton heavy object, without high-precision measuring tools and algorithmic assistance. What do you plan to use to complete this micrometer-level physical docking? Your naked eyes. Yeah, by pulling it with our hands. Today, I am going to show you all what the most pure mechanical leverage and the violent aesthetics of pulley systems look like. Wife, go to the nearby farms and scrap yards right now and fetch me 100 old-school, purely mechanical diesel tractors. The beat-up ones are even better, just vintage ones that start purely by hand cranking. Bring out all the spare carbon nanotube ropes from the warehouse. Chief Engineer Lin. Are you planning to use tractors to pull a carrier? You worry too much. This is called the force multiplier principle of movable pulleys, combined with multi-axis distributed power pulling. The most primitive is often the most reliable. Boys, grab the cranks and fire 'em up. Yeah, by pulling it with our hands. Today, I am going to show you all what the most pure mechanical leverage and the violent aesthetics of pulley systems look like. Wife, go to the nearby farms and scrap yards right now and fetch me 100 old-school, purely mechanical diesel tractors. The beat-up ones are even better, just vintage ones that start purely by hand cranking. Bring out all the spare carbon nanotube ropes from the warehouse. Chief Engineer Lin. Are you planning to use tractors to pull a carrier? You worry too much. This is called the force multiplier principle of movable pulleys, combined with multi-axis distributed power pulling. The most primitive is often the most reliable. Boys, grab the cranks and fire 'em up. Everyone get ready. Watch my hand gestures to execute the synchronized pulling operation. Left side, units 1 to 20, shift into third gear, slowly reel in 30 centimeters. Right side, units 30 to 50, coast in neutral, release a 2 centimeter margin. Tail unit 80, full power output, lock down the center of gravity. Unbelievable. The descent is extremely stable. The horizontal leveling error is only 0.005 millimeters. This is even more precise than top-tier automated algorithmic control, using the most primitive mechanical logic to achieve the most precise physical docking. Great skill hides in simplicity. This is a perfect combination of mechanics and art. Chief Engineer Lin has played the laws of physics to perfection. Last 10 centimeters. Everyone, shift into reverse. Floor, the gas. Slam it down for me. It worked. It worked. We really built it. Did you see that clearly? You tried to use the most complex logic to lock down this sky. But I used only these most primitive machines and the purest mechanics to forcefully pull up the sea of stars that belongs to us. Pull it right up. Damn it, useless trash. Micro bombs. Couldn't he even stop that bunch of peasants from piecing that pile of scrap metal together? General, please calm down. I will take over its control hub in the digital realm and make this mothership turn its main cannon on themselves. Physical means of destruction are just a game for barbarians of the last century. Xianxia people are indeed a terrifying nation. That welder named Lin Mo actually used a pile of scrap metal and unbelievable mechanical physics to piece that monolith together, to piece that massive thing together. But the ultimate weapon of modern warfare is no longer the thickness of steel, but the depth of code. A 242-meter aerospace mothership. Inside it will inevitably need an incredibly massive central brain to coordinate its computing power. As long as it is online, as long as it powers up, it has my toy. Cyber weapon cluster fully unlocked. Target locked. Xianxia's Great Northwest. Top secret starport No. 092. Tear their ridiculous digital defense line to shreds for me. Take over all fire control permissions of that steel beast. I am the reactor chief. It is a cyber attack. An unprecedented, large-scale cyber attack. The enemy is using highly advanced, multi-agent adaptive, strong artificial intelligence. They bypassed our military's air-gapped, physical isolation network, directly followed the supply coordination network of Suez Heavy Industries, and reverse penetrated through a planned backdoor channel. The outer Great Wall firewall only held for 12 seconds before completely collapsing. Currently, the civilian communication bands at the base are entirely down. The enemy's malicious data stream is rushing at a terrifying terabyte per second speed, straight toward the main control hub that the Lewin bird just booted up. Once the Lewin bird loses control, its internal life support systems and power compartments will all experience fatal issues. The newly started fusion reactor will also become extremely dangerous. Disconnect immediately. Quickly cut off all physical data links of the Lewin bird. We absolutely cannot let unauthorized signals touch the main control computer. No good. The Lewin bird's reactor is currently initializing the magnetic confinement preheating phase. If we force a physical power shutdown now, the reactor will instantly trigger a prompt detonation. We are trapped between a rock and a hard place. Chief Engineer Lin, Girl Zhao. Look what time it is. How are you two? Still eating? The enemy's strong AI is about to break into the main control hub. Hurry up and write some code to defend us. Is our base's supercomputing power really no match for them? Dr. Li, trying to use raw computing power to go head-to-head with the West's cyber supercomputer matrix is a stupid thing. Only a brainless brute would do. The opponent uses a top-tier liquid silicon architecture. Our system scale is currently only 1/10 of theirs. In a clash of this scale, within 3 seconds, all of our logical layers will completely collapse. The motherboard will suffer ultimate physical failure. Then you're just going to sit there and wait for defeat. Brother, move aside a bit. You're blocking the view of the show. Girl King Mu, the outer decoy firewall has actually been completely eaten up by them. It is time to serve the main course we prepared for the Westerners. Let these old academicians open their eyes to see what the cyber power of Xianxia's working class really means. Dimensional strike. Copy that. Visualized conversion of underlying logic interface initiated. What is this thing? Are you playing retro games? On the military's highest level screen. This is not a game, Comrade Deputy Director. This is the absolute core of the Luenbird aerospace carrier, the underlying defense system. This is Chief Engineer Lin's Tetris logic, merged with the ultimate version of the classic Minesweeper program that I spent 2 whole nights coding. I named it Minefield 95. What kind of primitive code structure is this? No tree directory, no central CPU cheat sheet. Are the Chinese running an aerospace carrier on such an ancient system? I don't care what tricks you're playing. Zeus, initiate full infection and assimilation. Seize administrator privileges. What level of protocol is this? How did my code packages vanish into thin air? It didn't even produce any physical confrontation, and was forcibly wiped out. Mr. Zhao, what on earth is going on? How could the data just evaporate directly at the physical level? The British thought breaking the nodes would lead them to the CPU. But the ship Chief Engineer Lin designed has no traditional central CPU at all. The system's judgment logic is extremely crude and simple. Any instruction that is not a local one on the whitelist will be treated as an enemy intrusion. That node will be instantly marked as a mine. Then the system will instantly cut off the power to the infected microcircuit tubes, performing a destructive formatting, making that node, along with the virus inside, turn to ashes in an instant. But if the nodes are blown away, won't the aerospace carrier's nervous system be severed? Old Joe, have you forgotten? The foundation of our ship is the Tetris logic. This is impossible. This doesn't conform to the Turing machine principles. Lunatics. The Chinese are a bunch of lunatics who ignore scientific laws. Pull it back. Cut off the physical connection. Bring back the main body of Zeus. Chief Engineer Lin, the enemy's mousetrap has been smashed by us. Now that broken-legged mouse wants to run, coming and going, as they please? Do they think our new port in the Great Northwest is a public restroom? King Meng, weld the door shut, and send them some of our local specialties while you're at it. Copy that, initiating reverse tracking. Locked onto the physical IP range of the enemy's supercomputing center. Since our firepower is insufficient for a traditional counterattack, we are now launching the energy-forced expansion dimensional strike plan, borrowing 1,000th of the output power of the carrier's controllable nuclear fusion reactor to act as a signal amplification band transmitter. Chief, the enemy is counter-tracking. They are attacking us. Block it, no matter what virus it is. Grind it to pieces with our computing power. Shut it down. Shut down this trash process. Using Minesweeper to force a strong AI to commit suicide. Using spam bombardments to physically overheat and fry the British supercomputing center. This pair of geniuses is the absolute nemesis of the Western tech world. Beautifully done, King Meng. Once this ship takes to the sky, I'll have Su King buy you the top-spec gaming graphics card. Thank you, Chief Engineer Lin. Actually, I could have easily changed their access cards to play the Calabash Brothers nursery rhyme. Too bad the reactor power was just dialed back. Everyone, the British have exhausted all the means they could use. They cannot lock down our soul sword, and they certainly cannot destroy our nerves. Now the main body of the Luenbird is completed. The energy loop is closed. Chief Engineer Lin. The sword of our motherland and its people has been forged. Please give the next instructions. Since the work on the ground is done, let us take our big guy out for some fresh air. Notify the entire army. Open the underground Newport Dome in 36 hours. The Leuenbird is preparing for takeoff. To break through the atmosphere. Reporting to the chief, a strange foreigner has arrived outside. He claims to be the special liaison officer from the Bear Nation Space Agency. Not only did he not bring any blueprints, but he is also carrying 2 bottles of vodka in his hands, shouting right outside the gates of the Newport, demanding to see the god of vodka who can turn tractors into space battleships. God of vodka. I have already said, I am the special liaison officer from the Bear Nation National Space Agency. This is my highest level diplomatic immunity passport, along with the clearance from the top officials of your country. Sir, your documents have been verified, and the chief is on his way. But please hand over the 2 bottles of unknown liquid in your hands. This is a military zone. Alcohol and flammable liquids are strictly prohibited. Unknown liquid. This is what our Bear Nation astronauts must drink before going to space. Western sanctions. Couldn't he even break my wine bottles? Don't he even think about confiscating them? Mr. Ivan, right? I am Chen Jiangguo, the highest commander of the 09 to Newport, flying all the way from Moscow, and running into a sandstorm in the Gobi Desert. Thank you for your hard work. You are that god of vodka who used 100 old tractors and rural pulley blocks to forcefully pull 12,000 tons of titanium alloy armor into the sky. Wait, how did it become tractors? And I've only ever had beer and a guotu in my life. Who wrote this rumor? It is hilarious. This is the praise from all the engineers of our Bear Nation Space Agency. The British were crushed by your explosive aesthetics. Only people with vodka flowing in their souls could pull off such a feat of grinding high-tech under their feet. I am not joking. This is real. I thought the intelligence was wrong, but you guys actually built it. This is 3 times larger than the Blizzard class on our Bear Nation's blueprints back then. Mr. Ivan, sending you here at this time, with the highest diplomatic green light, even at the cost of completely infuriating the West. What do you want to get, and what can you bring to the table? The Western capital sanctions not only choked your necks, but also completely strangled the hope of our Bear Nation's space revival. We don't have the terrifying infrastructure capability of your country. And we can't bring out $100 billion to build an aerospace carrier, but we have a deep heritage. We have the bloody experience accumulated from 50 years of hard fighting in space. Since the Cold War era, your degeneration reactor is perfect, but you overlooked the absolute, extreme environment of space, and your lack of redundancy. What do you mean by redundancy? Our reactor output is stable, and the armor is enough to withstand temperatures of tens of thousands of degrees. Where is the lack of redundancy? The extreme temperature difference. Once you enter the shadow side, the temperature will plunge to over minus 200 degrees. What's worse is the high-frequency electromagnetic pulse belt. If the reactor paralyzes and loses magnetic confinement, you will become an unmovable iron coffin. In space, it is simple, large, dark, and crude, but it is always reliable. Even if the whole ship loses power and shuts down, it can still unleash tens of thousands of tons of thrust in the extreme cold vacuum. Holy crap, Brother Ivan, aren't your Bear Nation engineers a bit too wild? This completely ignores the laws of thermodynamics. This is the ultimate physical pressure defense. This is what you damn well call a trump card that can save lives in the extreme environment of the universe. Mr. Ivan, such a core, strategic and durable heritage. The Bear Nation wouldn't give it to us for nothing. State your conditions. We don't want money. The dignity of the Bear Nation people cannot be bought with money. We have only one condition. When this carrier takes to the sky, inside its bridge, there must be 10 seats belonging to our Bear Nation astronauts. We want to join hands with your people to smash the Western space weapons to smithereens with our fists. Deal. See you on the space battlefield of China and Bear Nation. We'll be life and death brothers who can watch each other's backs. Luckily, in Bear Country, we only make brothers out of people who can drink and forge iron. Chief Engineer Lin, for our Sea of Stars. Bottoms up, they can't handle their liquor. You still have to direct the final equipment assembly tomorrow. Drinking like this is going to kill someone. Even if the King of Heaven himself showed up today, I am still going to drink my fill of this Alliance wine. Tonight, We are going to weld your bare country's raw, heavy machinery, together with our Xia country's superconducting neural optical cables, tight and permanent. Don't stop until it's finished. Chief Engineer Lin, the extreme cold circulating antifreeze, required for injection into the backup engines, we don't have enough in stock. Screw the chemical plant. This right here is the best antifreeze. A soulful fuel that won't freeze even at minus 200 degrees. Pour all of it into the circulation pipes. Do as he says. Pour the vodka in. Use alcohol for antifreeze. This is what you call a truly brutal aesthetic of anti-freezing. Attention, all forces. Main load-bearing cables 1, 2, and 3 of top secret starport No. 092. Disengage hydraulic defensive armor and retreat. Right now, I order the physical dome of underground starport number 1 to open. Honey, our big toy is heading to the sky to crash the party. Commander, infrared thermal source alert. In the heart of the Badane-Jaran Desert in northwest Xia country, an abnormally terrifying energy peak has appeared. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Without a 5-axis machine tool, how could they possibly complete micro-level component assembly? Damn it. Hear my order. Enter maximum combat readiness. Connect to the R celestial kinetic weapon platform. Authorize the launch of Goddess Rod. No. 1. Chief Engineer Lin. This truck, steering wheel and brass lever in front of me, is it some kind of retro visual camouflage? Camouflage, my ass. If you hit intense electromagnetic interference and the screens go dead, you can rely on this primitive mechanical feel to fly this ship back for me. Attention all units, reactor magnetic vehicle field. 100 output power, cut into the grid set, non-Newtonian fluid buffer locked. Countdown for our target, the Sea of Stars, begins. Enter ignition training. Ignite. Ah. Holy shit, feel that acceleration pushing us back? Warning, warning. Hypersonic flying object detected in outer airspace. High density, compact object. Is approaching the Leuenberg interstellar mothership. Countdown to contact, 12 seconds. Commander-in-Chief, there is an object on orbit. Descending rapidly at Mach 15. Activate all defense systems to intercept immediately. Goddess Rod. It's the kinetic weapon from the Empire of Great Britain. How dare they? Zhang Pojin, fire the front side micro-attitude engines. Force a 5-degree yaw. Don't worry about attitude instability. Evade this fatal blow first. That tungsten rod definitely has terminal homing guidance from Great Britain. A 5-degree tail yaw won't dodge it at all. Who said we were just going to take the hit? Today, I am going to teach these foreigners what a tactical lean back of the Xia country working class looks like. Give me full power output of torque to the tail. Lower half shaft, give me a 90-degree sudden vertical pull-up. Tactical lean back, acknowledged. Here we go. Ah. Xianxia, give it a fiery roast. Push it to the limit. Ah. Ah. The enemy's interception weapon has been vaporized by our exhaust. Xianxia, restore attitude. Break out of the atmosphere for me, acknowledged. Restoring airspace. It's over, space hegemony ends today. Yesterday is history. This is Xianxia on the Luan bird. We have successfully entered the planned 400-kilometer circular orbit. All systems are operating normally. Hull structural integrity is at 100. Reactor magnetic source matter is stable. Chief Engineer Lin, the view is beautiful. We are home. Haha. Haha, old Zhang Dante, just stare at the scenery. Test that truck steering wheel I installed for you. See if it works. Well, there's no air rudder in space. Understood, Chief Engineer Lin. Conducting microgravity attitude maneuver test. Report attitude response time is 0.05 seconds. Deviation rate approaches 0. Chief Engineer Lin, this feels smoother than driving a supercar. Look quickly, right below Orion. Oh my god, that's not a CG animation. Our country has actually brought the Southgate project into reality. I can testify to that. I am a turner at a rural auto parts factory. A month ago, our factory got a blueprint, 10,000 yuan per part. That was definitely a screw made for this thing. Rounding it up, I built this mothership. A 10-ton tungsten kinetic rod was instantly vaporized by its exhaust. Our strongest cyber network had its mainframe burned out by their defense system, which looks like a brain-dead game. Doctor, tell me, within Earth's gravitational sphere, what weapons do we have left to deal with this monster hanging over our heads? General, on Earth's orbit, we indeed lost. But the essence of interstellar warfare is always a war of resources. The reason that aerospace mothership can traverse orbits relies entirely on the miniature fusion core it carries. But the laws of physics cannot be violated. Fusion requires core fuel. As long as we lock down the moon, especially those deep space blind zones rich in helium-3 energy ore, we will essentially hold the lifeline of their giant sword. A steel beast that loses its supply will eventually become nothing but metal. General, activate the Rs directive immediately. Let these 3,000 cold-blooded steel mechs fully occupy the lunar helium-3 mining area and establish permanent fortresses on the moon. I am going to play a pure meat grinder game with that bumpkin Lin Mo. Lin Mo, the Military Intelligence Bureau intercepted an abnormal frequency. Austin has awakened 3,000 mechs. They are conducting a destructive demolition of our country's lunar scientific research station. General Chen judges that they want to monopolize helium-3. As expected, if we want the Luan bird to truly become a great wall in the sky, we must take control of the moon's gas station. But Lin Mo, the lunar environment is completely different from Earth. We aren't afraid of mechs, but we are afraid of lunar dust. That lunar soil dust has been through meteorite impacts. It's as sharp as shards of glass. Even worse, it carries an extremely strong static charge. After 3 hours, these charged glass shards will cling to the scrap iron, We must develop a nanoscale coating, but that will take at least 2 years. We can't afford to waste that time. Nanoscale repulsive coating. Old Lee, you're falling into your bad academic habits again. Dealing with sand, why talk to it about high-tech repulsion? Blocking is worse than draining. Preventing is worse than consuming. What is this disgusting thing? This is called magnetic slime. Look closely, on a microscopic level. This ferrofluid putty, which was modified from a toy, is an excellent non-Newtonian fluid. Lunar dust carries static electricity, right? Perfect. Static electricity will activate the magnetic particles, making them actively strike. The slime will swallow the dust. The coated glass shards, far from wearing down the gears, will instead turn into extremely fine abrasive particles. Since the foreigners want the lunar dust to grind us to death, I will use these 3 truckloads of primary school toys to show them how to fight magic with magic. This is what you call using straw boats to borrow arrows. Primary school putty. It can perfectly solve the structural wear problem. It is cheap, effective, and hits them right where it hurts. Let us see how they deal with this, turning those deadly moon fans into high-grade grinding lubricant. Humph. I should be gotten used to this by now. As long as it's in this man's hands, the physical laws of the universe are just a joke. Linmo, the mechas and dust-proof weapons are all ready. How are we going to send them up there? Notify Zhang Pojin. Charge the main cannon of the Chaos Bird. Clear the orbit. I am taking 30 Yuanu units with me, to the far side of the moon, myself, to smash those iron frames that only know how to tap telegraphs, all into scrap metal.